What is outside the visible universe? A great void, another universe, or something completely different? A new discovery by the James Webb Space Telescope reveals something astounding, a huge cosmic structure that may extend beyond the boundaries of the previously known universe. The geometrically exact, ring-shaped arrangement of galaxies goes beyond the old ideas of the structure of the universe and may open our eyes to what the universe really is. James Webb has discovered a huge cosmic structure that extends far beyond what astronomers previously thought was real. The unexpected, gigantic, and on top of that, perfectly organized arrangement of galaxies could reveal urgent questions about the true nature of the universe. The discovery currently presents us with one question in particular. Is our cosmos limited in time and space, or are time and space just illusions that have led to serious errors in the calculation of previous cosmology? The structure was found to exist in the early universe at a time when only small material objects and loose star clusters or chaotic galaxies were likely to exist. In an initial statement, the scientists described the structure as a cosmic wall or giant ring. The object extends over hundreds of millions of light years and is far too large to have formed in the short time since the Big Bang. This suggests that the new discovery once again challenges the boundaries of the previous universe. Until now, astronomy assumed that the universe expanded in space beginning with the Big Bang. It expanded in space over time. Within space, an evolutionary process took place that researchers, starting from the current state of the universe, have calculated backward with the help of formulas. For a long time, the formulas and the temporal calculation of the universe were the basis of our cosmology. Spatial processes were reconstructed on the basis of observations of matter and its behavior in the cosmos. And outside the universe is practically non-existent in these calculations. There is neither a temporal before nor a spatial outside. However, the James Webb Space Telescope has already observed several structures that, due to their age, size, or degree of development, cannot exist within the old conceptual boundaries. The ring speaks against the standard model of cosmology. According to the old theories, massive structures in the universe should form through a slow evolution over many billions of years. But the structure that the JWST has now found was created in the first few 100 million years after the Big Bang. The JWST has already found unexpectedly large and old galaxies on several occasions, and these data already suggested that the early universe was much more structured than previously thought. Some scientists speculate that previously unknown physical processes could be responsible for the phenomena. If that is the case, we would need a different cosmological model to explain the discovery. Researchers are currently planning to use other telescopes to thoroughly re-examine the area in which the ring was discovered in order to learn more about the true nature of this giant structure. The circular structure of galaxies has been given the preliminary designation cosmic giant ring. The ring has a diameter of about 1.3 billion light-years and is located about 12 billion light-years from Earth. The giant ring appears to follow a previously unknown structure in the universe. Its uniform and round shape contradicts current cosmological models. Similar giant structures are the Great Wall or the Boötes Void, but their galaxies usually occur in filament-like and thread-like structures. The ring structure could indicate an unknown cosmic interaction or previously misunderstood physical phenomenon. Researchers speculate that the ring was created either by shock waves in the early universe or by gravitational interactions. Neither of these would be new explanatory approaches, but they would entail further corrections to our old physics. It is currently impossible to say where this development will lead, since classical physics is rather at a loss. Quantum physicists have spoken up in a recently published study. Some researchers postulate that the ring could be a remnant of quantum fluctuations shortly after the Big Bang. The solution to the mystery remains exciting, and looking at all the impossibilities that the JWST has discovered so far, each fantastic discovery provides another piece of the puzzle in a cosmic thriller that may give us a completely new worldview. The giant ring in traces of an earlier universe. One of the most exciting hypotheses currently being discussed by researchers is the possibility that a gigantic galaxy ring could be a relic of an earlier universe. This idea is closely related to the concept of cyclic cosmology. This theory states that our universe did not come into being from a one-time Big Bang, but is part of an endless cycle. A universe is born, expands, dies, and then a new one arises. Could the giant ring really be an imprint of this eternal cycle? Sir Roger Penrose of Britain says yes. He developed cyclic cosmology while studying anomalies in the cosmic background radiation, where he found traces of possible past universes. In Penrose's model, there is no absolute birth of a universe and no end, but eternal cycles. If this assumption is correct, we should be able to see further traces of these processes somewhere, and so far, an unusually large number of discoveries by the James Webb Space Telescope have shown a strange conformity with Penrose's ideas. Whether it's the unusually evolved galaxies in the early universe, gigantic black holes, or now the giant ring, even formations like the Great Wall fit with the Nobel Prize winner's ideas. Put simply, cyclic cosmology proposes that certain structures can be adopted from one universe to another. This would mean nothing less than that an old universe is not completely destroyed and dies. Certain structures persist and are restored unusually quickly in a new cycle. The giant ring and other currently unexplainable structures could have emerged at a time when rules applied that were even more in line with those of the old universe. It's possible that we have not yet properly imagined the transition from one universe to another, or that we are even dealing with a transition to a neighboring universe. The laws of time and space have not yet been sufficiently researched to be able to make any real statements here. We don't know whether time and space behave the same way throughout the entire universe. The strange discoveries in a whole series of anomalies could point to exactly that. Time and space are not linear or not as deterministically real as we previously thought. Does the giant ring lead us to the edge of reality? Imagine the ring as a gigantic necklace made of galaxy beads. Hundreds or thousands of galaxies have organized themselves into a ring shape over a distance of more than 1 billion light-years. The structure resembles a perfect circle, which is an absolute exception within the known universe. Usually, galaxies arrange themselves along thread-like filaments. This circle is not only unusual but so perfect, huge, and strange that it goes beyond everything that was previously known about the structure of the universe. Galaxies are not randomly distributed within the ring, but follow such an amazingly symmetrical arrangement that one might think a previously unknown magic was at work. It is as if some great force had created a cosmic work of art out of galaxies. Scientists would now, of course, like to know who the artist is who created this ring. Basically, the arrangement once again brings our science to the edge of comprehensible reality. There seems to be a force and a magic at play that research has so far escaped. The galaxies within the ring are no less mysterious. Each is a massive collection of billions of stars, and probably each galaxy is home to dozens of phenomena that are new and alien. This overwhelming number of new phenomena and unexplainable facts can really push scientists to the edge of their minds. At the moment, many long-established branches of science are struggling for explanations, but no sooner is a new model available than the James Webb Telescope discovers the next impossibility. Even more puzzling than the sheer size and shape of the newly discovered structure is its location in the universe. It is from an epoch when the universe was actually still too young to produce large numbers of organized galaxies. A few 100 million years after the Big Bang, researchers suspected only a few confused star clusters and perhaps the first traces of an organization of star clusters along the cosmic filaments. Currently, another exciting question remains unanswered. Is a giant ring actually a closed formation, or could it be that we only see part of it? The already incredible fact is further enhanced by the fact that scientists admit that they may have only recognized a small part of the formation so far. The ring could be much larger, or it could be part of a cluster of galaxies in the form of a ring. This would mean that our research has penetrated into areas in which completely different physical conditions may prevail. What if ring structures were more typical in the early universe than filamentary structures or clusters in clusters? Perhaps the circular structure is a legacy of an earlier universe or a regional whim of the nature of the universe. If this structure really extends beyond the edge of our visible universe, then we may only be seeing a section of a much larger pattern. This pattern could be the threshold to another reality. It's striking that in the supposedly early universe, more and more facts suggest that the universe was not young at that point, or it was young and just worked differently than scientists have calculated so far. Possibly, the universe was a bit crazy in its infancy. What is clear is that we are seeing facts, and that science is to accept that there are errors in the system somewhere. Structures like the giant ring may offer us the first opportunity to look beyond our perceptual horizon and to recognize new facts and realities. The James Webb Space Telescope is one of the most important instruments in the search for the true origins and mechanisms of the universe. The mission, which has been turning our science on its head for 2 years, may have already crossed a line between our old reality and new insights. The search for truth has only just begun, and the James Webb Space Telescope is providing new facts from the corners of the early universe every day that were not accessible before the mission. It may only be a matter of time before all the new puzzle pieces come together to form a new worldview. Click subscribe now and look forward to a lot of new videos.